Planning a trip to a new destination sometimes can be a bit overwhelming, especially when looking for good areas to stay. That is why in today's video we are going to show you our top recommendations of where to stay in Istanbul and pros and cons of each one of them. But before we start with the video, we invite you to click the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. So let's start with the area where most of tourists and visitors decide to stay in Istanbul. And this is the old peninsula of the city that also covers Sultanahmet and Eminönü neighborhoods. If you're visiting Istanbul for only a couple of days, or your main aim is to visit only the main attractions such as Hagia Sophia, Blue Mosque, Topkapı Palace, the Hippodrome of Constantinople, or the Grand Bazaar, then this is the best place for you to stay. Fatih is a huge district, but here we're going to tell you which are our favorite neighborhoods where you should stay. This is the closest area to Sultanahmet Square, where Hagia Sophia is. There are plenty of options for hotels for all budgets, and it's also walking distance to the main attractions. These two areas are very close to the Grand Bazaar, and just as Sultanahmet, everything is reachable by foot. It's also well connected by tram to other areas like Galata. Overall, these are great areas to stay for those traveling with family and those who want to stay on the heart of the historical area. It's very close to the Spice Bazaar, Eminönü markets for good and affordable shopping, and its location is great. It's walking distance from Hagia Sophia area, and we can also find different transportation such as tram that connects to Sultanahmet and Galata area, a Marmara station that takes you within minutes to Üsküdar or Kadıköy on the Asian side, ferry ports, and bus stations. To reach this area from Istanbul New Airport, you need to take the Hava East number 12, and the route is Istanbul Havalimanı Aksaray, Beyazıt Meydan, which is close to the Grand Bazaar. And before we move on to the next neighborhood, we would love to thank our today's video sponsor, Surfshark VPN. In case that you don't know what a VPN is, it's a service that will allow you to access those websites or platforms that normally will be banned or restricted in the country where you live or you are visiting. We know that in certain countries, some platforms and websites such as YouTube are banned or restricted, and for this is when Surfshark comes very handy. Another reason why I love Surfshark VPN is that it keeps our information protected from hackers. How many times when we are at a restaurant or we are traveling in a different country or city, of course we tend to connect to public Wi-Fi networks, and it's when we become a goldmine for hackers. With Surfshark, you won't have to worry anymore about this issue because it encrypts your personal data. And one of my favorite things about it is that as somebody who loves watching movies on Netflix, I can also access Netflix in other countries from Turkiye for more options. You can use unlimited devices all in one account, and to check out the rest of the benefits offered, you can click on the link shared in our description box and pin comment. And for a special 83% off and 3 additional months for free, you can use my promo code BettyIstanbulTips. And don't worry about your money because Surfshark also offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. In other words, there's absolutely no risk for you to try it out. If you're ready, let's continue with our next neighborhood. Beyoğlu is another district of the city that it is very well located. Here we can also find some of the main touristy areas such as Taksim Square, Istiklal Street, and Galata Tower. This area is recommended for those who would like to enjoy the nightlife of the city but also want to stay as close as possible to the main touristy attractions. Now let's start describing each one of the neighborhoods we recommend staying at this district. I like this area only because it's very well located. We can move to other areas very easily, either by bus, metro, or even by foot. However, keep in mind that this area is very active at all times, especially at night, since there are many bars and nightclubs around. So if you're coming with your family or you just don't want to stay in a bustling, noisy place, then you should avoid these two places. The best area in Beyoğlu, especially for Airbnbs, is very close to Taksim Square, but it also maintains its local environment. Here you can still be close to Istiklal Street and Taksim Square in case that you also want to experience its nightlife, but you'll be away from all the noise of the bars and nightclubs. Galata is one of my favorite areas, especially for accommodation. And the main reason is because here we can find many cute little cafes and restaurants. And even though Galata is quite close to Istiklal Street, it's not as noisy as that area. Here is much more family friendly and it's recommended for you, especially if you want to stay in a quiet place, but at the same time that it's close to the main tourist attractions. The Galata Tower is just nearby, and also here you can find different sort of public transportation such as a funicular that takes you to the tram line that connects you to Grand Bazaar and Hagia Sophia. Also one metro line, especially Shishane metro station, and also there are 2 ferry ports nearby. Just as Galata, also Karaköy is a great option for finding accommodation. This area is closer to the Bosphorus, but also is very well connected with public transportation. We can also find a tram line that is connecting you to the Grand Bazaar and Hagia Sophia, and also there are 2 main ferry ports taking you to different areas of the city. This area is divided into 2 parts. So one part will be basically next to Galata area, and the other side across the tram line will be next to the Bosphorus, and Karaköy continues there. This area also is very photogenic and colorful, and the environment is really well. To reach the area from Istanbul New Airport, you only have to take the bus number 16, and the route is Istanbul Havalimanı to Taksim. It will leave you right away, and that's the closest to all of these areas mentioned in Beyoğlu. Located on the Asian side of Istanbul, this is a great option for those looking for a more local experience and are staying in Istanbul for at least 4 days. Don't be fooled by the fact that this district is on the Asian side. In fact, it's very well connected to the old peninsula, Karaköy and Galata area by ferry. There are several ferry ports with frequent ferries going to Eminönü, Karaköy, Beşiktaş, and even the Princess Islands. There's also the Marmaray train that takes you within minutes to Sirkeci, which is just 7 minutes by foot from Hagia Sophia. Plenty of local markets and shops can be found here, restaurants, cafes, and even some street full of bars. From Istanbul New Airport to Kadıköy area, you can take the Havais number 14, and you just need to type the route Istanbul Havalimanı to Kadıköy. Here we can find those beautiful hotels by the Bosphorus, which of course are high-end hotels. Some of the most famous ones are Chiran and Four Seasons. The area is more local, and we can find plenty of students because there are a couple of universities within the area, and many students live here. Therefore, it's a very lively area. We can easily reach the Old Peninsula or Taksim Galata Istiklal Street by public transportation, such as bus or ferry. Local neighborhoods such as Arnavutköy, Bebek, or Emirgan are also reachable from here. Nearby we can find Dolmabahce Palace, a ferry to Üsküdar or Kadıköy on the Asian side. Ortaköy area is also reachable by foot. Overall, this area is great for those who have already been in Istanbul and this time want to experience the city in a different way. Also for those who would like to pamper themselves at hotels by the Bosphorus. Now that you know the areas where we recommend staying at in Istanbul, you can choose your area according to your preferences. Thanks a lot for watching our video, and for more tips about Istanbul and Turkey, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Bye bye!